Hi guys, welcome to Matt Bayoski YouTube channel. Beautiful day today. There's natural clouds in the sky. It's a bit windy outside. It's not very hot today, but beautiful day. Hi guys, lovely to see you all. It's a great day. We're gonna do something. It's not gonna be a quick video, this one, guys. So if you're in a rush and you want a quick video to learn how to sage, then I'm sure there's thousands of other ones. This is for the people who are really, truly interested in learning the ultimate way to sage a property. There are thousands of different methods of saging, and I can honestly speak from a guy who's been doing this for a decade and a half, going into people's homes, businesses, churches, you name it. I've been everywhere and I've learned how to sage correctly, and there's a lot of misconception with saging, and I'm going to break down all the components to be able to sage 100% correctly. Okay, and it does work, and it's proven because I'm living proof of it, you know. So I can share all this wisdom with you now freely and lovingly. So I guess if you want to really truly learn it, then time has no meaning at all, and this should be an interesting video for all of you. I have made videos before, and I have broken down quite a lot of the myths about saging, and but this one's going to be a little bit more in depth, and we're going to talk a little bit more while I'm drinking my fresh squeezed ginger which I found in the shop, a nice beautiful ginger root, and then I'm gonna have some of this inside me, and we'll begin. It's a bit like a workshop. This is gonna be a bit like a workshop, so it's gonna be quite a long video, so it's gonna be great though. It's gonna be fun. Good morning everybody, and welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Welcome to your beautiful workshop, because that's what it is. It's a little workshop. Okay guys, well, many years ago I started working with cleansing my business, because at the end of every night, after doing healings and psychic spiritual readings, I found that the energy in the room needed to be cleansed and cleared, as well as my own. So I set off on a journey to study and learn from many shamans and many psychics and mediums and everybody who was in that work, yoga masters, all these teachers. And the first thing I'd ask them all is, how do you keep yourself balanced, healthy and clean? And what kept coming up was sage all the time. And I found that fascinating, because I tried sage, but it never kind of really did the job, and I didn't understand why. So I thought I'll persist and keep going with this, and so I bought many various sages from around the world, everywhere. White sage, whatever sage you can think of, I bought and tried. And it wasn't the sage. I just didn't feel like it was just enough when I was cleansing my room. There's just something that didn't feel quite right. It wasn't complete. The room wasn't cleansed. So I took it upon myself to start experimenting with sage. So, you know, today, you know, you all know now, I have a website, and many people from all over the world come and buy the products that I use daily. So everything that I have on the website is what I use and work with. That's the crystals, that's the Palo Santo, which is amazing, I'll come to, and the sage. So I remember when I first started with the sage, and I hunted down sage like this. Oh, there's a lot of sage, yeah. Well, that's how it started, and I started working with it like this. But now it's like this. And what I found was the sage from the Alpujarras was working really well, and there was just something different about it, and I thought, this is really good, it's working, but there was still something missing. after I cleansed my room. And it wasn't a big room, it was a small room. So, and the room was parted by curtains, and the other section of the room was our storehouse for Tickle Pink. We had a shop called Tickle Pink, and that was where all the products were. So, you know, it didn't really matter. My little bit was all that needed saging, or so I thought. So, just let me continue with this. So I started then working with crystals, and I started realizing that if you put your pure energy into whatever you do and however you work, it has an effect to the crystals, and crystals have a memory. And then I soon realized that when I worked with a crystal and put the very memory into that crystal that I was working with, that it held in that crystal, and that memory then went to a client, and then they would benefit from the very same memory that I placed into it. So quickly I realized there's a pattern here. So I started then getting sage and started working with the sage for a few hours, basically holding it and going into meditation and putting pure energy healing into it, calling for the energy for healing, for cleansing, and I put it into the sage, which I do to this day. Even with the big bags, I spend hours and hours. So like last night, I spent maybe 4.5 hours on that bag until I'm ready with it. Then it comes out, maybe 25 hours, and then I put it out there. So you've got not only sage, which is amazing, but you've also now got added energy in there of cleansing and clearing, which that's why I sell so much, because people realize there is a difference to the sage that they buy from me. But sage is good wherever you get it from. So I'm going to break down today now. We're going to start now, after the introduction into sage and how I started, how to sage your home or business or whatever you want properly, 100% correctly, as I would know it. Not anybody else. This is just how I work. And I guess my credentials are look on YouTube, look on Google, have a look and see if there's any negative messages after all the houses and the businesses and the cafes and the restaurants and wherever I've cleansed and cleared. Big buildings, big offices, even up to, I think, 30 stories high. So that just gives you an idea of corporate companies which I worked for in the past. So shall we do it then? This is how I'm gonna show you how I would do it in a one single room. Okay, so this is how your sage comes from me, bagged up nicely. So what you need is to open it up and get yourself, and don't be frightened of wood, because a lot of people say, oh, but Mark, wood burns. No, look, it doesn't burn. Can you see how it darkens and does that? But it doesn't actually burn through. And let me, if I can, let me show you, after working with one for 8 years, one bowl, just give me a second. After 8 years of working with this bowl, you can see it burnt through there. 8 years, so it doesn't burn your bowl, trust me. The only reason why that happened is because I was in Marbella. I was asked to go and do a cleansing on a high-class restaurant, and I realised that outside needed some cleansing, and it was a little bit windy. So when I went outside, I filled the bowl up, and it was cindering, as it does. And I'd finished the outside, blowing, cleansing outside. You'd think, well, how can you cleanse outside? You can. But anyway, that's another story. So I put the bowl down and then went into meditation. And that meditation was quite powerful. It was like I went into a really deep, deep meditation. And from that moment on, it was like I was somewhere else. But what was happening is the wind was so strong that it was blowing inside here, and it was blowing and blowing and blowing, and it was constant for maybe, I don't know, I was in meditation for 1 hour plus. So that is why after 8 years that happened. So there you go. It's my working tool. Or what was my working tool. Now I just went to a local store and bought a nice piece of wood, nice and thick. Okay, nice and thick. And there's your bowl. Okay. So let's begin, shall we? Pour your sage. If you're doing a full house, which is maybe 3 bedrooms, you should be enough with that much. So you've still got at least 2 more to go. So you can do at least 3 with a 3 or 4 bedroom house, okay? Okay, so if I'm doing 1 room, it's much less, okay? It is very important to have your lighter with a long stick end, and the reason why is because it takes some burning, okay? It's not like the sage that you would buy in sticks, okay? It's very different. This takes some burning, so, okay, here goes. You have to persist and bear with this because it takes a little bit of lighting, okay? So what we're gonna do now that we're lighting it, we're gonna start to blow inside, okay? So we get all the sage burning into a cinder, so the cinders start to burn more and more. So I'm gonna now stop and start blowing. Now, it's going out. Now, that's good news. If it's going out, it means that the energy in the place is very good. One of the things that I've noticed over the years, that if it burns very quickly and then sets on fire, it means that room, and when I say set on fire, it goes woof, that room needs cleansing more. I don't know why, but I've kind of got an idea that the negative energy in the room burns the sage easier, so it's just easier to burn, so it's a good indication, okay? So that's my first attempt, okay? Let's try again. Tell you it's going to take a little bit of time because we're in the academy and it's pretty good energy here, guys. But it will, if you keep going and keep bearing with it, it will go. You will find your own technique, trust me. Now we're getting there. Now we're there. See, we're getting there now, guys, look. Now we're getting, you see? And the secret is to keep blowing. Okay, right guys, that's how you do it. So, now you've got it started and the ball's in your hand. Imagine to yourself that one room needs to be full of smoke. Full! And I don't mean just a little bit here and a little bit there. I want you to think that this is, let's take some, just take it as a piece of glass. And that piece of glass needs to be cleaned. So where are you going to clean to make it? You're going to clean it just here? Are you going to clean it there? Are you going to clean it all at the bottom, at the side? You're going to clean the whole lot. And if you miss a bit, you're always going to remember that bit missing that should have been cleaned. And you need to think exactly the same way about a room. It's a big, beautiful crystal mirror that needs all cleansing. And the cleansing is the smoke. The secret is the smoke. The smoke has to touch everywhere. So you get down on your hands and knees and you blow from the floor and you walk across the room and blow, blow, blow everywhere across the room, back and forth, up and down. The smoke rises. So you know what happens is the smoke will rise, but then you'll keep blowing and the smoke will go right to the floor because you'll be on the floor. So it'll be everywhere. Once you are completely satisfied that that room is totally filled with smoke, you then move on to your next room and your next room and your next room. You then move on to every single floor. You must do every single room, toilet, bathroom, garage, upstairs, attic, cupboard space, laundry room. Don't think I don't need to do there, because trust me, those are the places that I've said, why isn't this working? Because I never cleansed and cleared every part of the home. Now, what most people don't realize is that they think that they walk around with a little sage stick and go, oh, it's all cleansed. Doesn't work, guys, not properly. It may work a little bit and help, but if you want full jet wash, which it is, you need to honor that by filling the room full of smoke everywhere so you almost can't breathe and your eyes are dripping. Okay. Once you've done that and you are completely satisfied, you kind of run, this is how I do, run around the building and I'm like this, or you know, sometimes wearing a mask is good. You know the masks, the white masks, brilliant idea once you've started. And then pull it off, blow, 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 put the mask back on and go around the room so, you know, it's only like in your eyes. But the secret is you need to get every single room totally fogged up so you can't even see, and you're struggling to breathe because there's so much. But let me tell you something, even the struggling around because there's so much smoke, you're cleansing yourself more than you could ever imagine. It is amazing, win-win situation. Even if you're coughing, it doesn't matter, you're cleansing yourself, and you'll understand why in a minute. So once you've run around all the rooms and you've definitely got it so that the whole of the place is covered in smoke everywhere, sage smoke, then you make sure before you start that you've closed all the doors and windows. Let no smoke out of that house at all, okay? Once you've done it, you make sure that this isn't burning, because you're going to leave the house now. So what I do is I pour cold water into this and fill it to the top and put it somewhere where, sometimes outside, just leave it outside next to, you know, somewhere where it, you know, there's no way it's going to set on fire. Even with cold water to the top, I still put it somewhere safe. There are also times that I'll put it down the toilet all and flush it away, okay? These are just things that I do. Sometimes I dig up Mother Earth and put it into Mother Earth, okay? So there's plenty of ways to dispose of this, and I'm sure you can think of other ways. So once you've done that, now you quickly go out of the house, lock the door, and go for a drink. Go for a nice tea. Go for a nice tea. Okay, so we start having a nice tea. We smell of sage. Everybody thinks you're a marijuana smoker. Everybody looks at you weird and goes, woof, he smoked a lot. Like people have always done me, which I don't smoke. But I smell of sage all the time. So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you want, but leave it at least 1 hour, okay? I think 1 hour works really well, but 2 hours is great as well if you think, you know what, my place needs saging a little bit more. So you come back to your home or your business or wherever you've done the saging, and you now open all the doors and windows everywhere. What you need to do now is you need to let that smoke out, because what I've noticed is when you've truly filled a house with smoke, everything, pictures, everything is energy, okay? But it draws out the negative energy from everything, the walls, your anything in a room, it draws that energy out from clothes, everything. It draws it out, and now you need it to go. And the only way it can go is through the windows out to Mother Nature, and then Mother Nature deals with that, okay? Okay. And once it's all done, it's finished, okay? Don't leave your cats and animals in the house. Don't leave your smoke alarm on, so take the batteries off. If you live in like a big community, just say to people, I'm cleansing the house today, and I'll be opening all the doors and windows, so don't be worried if you see smoke. If you struggle with talking to people in an urbanisation, or you're in a flat and you don't want people to kind of know, well, do it at night when it's dark, so then nobody will see the smoke coming out because they'll be all asleep. I know a lot of my friends who just don't want other people to know because they think we're crazy, so they do it late at night. So they go out for a walk at night and then they come back and open the doors and windows, and because it's dark, nobody sees the smoke, right? So these are little tips that I've come up with over the years. I remember one time I was working in, I think it was Barcelona. I was working in Barcelona, and this building, I was asked to cleanse this high-class beauticians come healing. It's a big local we call them, big. So I'm cleansing and clearing it, and the fire brigade came because upstairs, when I opened all the doors and windows, thought that the house was on fire. Yeah, that's another story. So these are the things you've just got to watch out for. Okay, so let's talk about why cleanse. What does it do now, and what doesn't it do? That's a great question. I'm just going to shut the window, guys. Okay, come a bit closer, right? Let's come closer. Let's talk a little bit closer. Okay. Get me drink. Okay, guys. What does sage actually do? Well, I don't think I have all the answers to what it does, but I can give you some indications of how it's helped, and breaking down the misconceptions that many psychics, healers, workers have put out there, and really kind of like made people so confused. So, sage has an unusual, almost rare way of not only clearing negative energy into the smoke, it draws it out of everything, okay? It just takes it away. It's an instant miracle cleanser. And it leaves a room in pureness, okay? It's pure, it's very balanced, it's perfect, it's lovely, it's amazing. And you'll understand this when you've done it, if you do it correctly, like I've just shown you, okay? If you take them steps, then you've got it right. If you've missed a room, if you haven't done enough here and there, there's a reason why I say you need to do everywhere. Because, like I said, that window that you'd cleaned, if you've missed a bit, you'll always feel that there's a bit missing. Well, if you look at it in terms of negative energy, if there's a part of a room where there's negative energy and it's there, negative energy has a great effect that causes issue in the whole room. So if you miss a bit, it's going to kind of grow almost. It doesn't just stay like that. It manifests, and it manifests in the way of, if you walk near it, then you're going to start feeling bad, and then it manifests through what you're feeling when you walk past it. Just like if you walk past somebody who's got bad energy, if you're in their company long enough, you'll start to pick that energy up, and then it causes you effect. So you must clear the house top to bottom, every room, the attic, everywhere, to do the job properly. And you only need to do this once in a blue moon, okay? Unless, of course, that you bring back the issues again into the house. If you start fighting again with family members, if you start feeling depressed and upset and angry, and bring that home, okay? Because once you've cleansed a house, you won't have them feelings of negativity, anger, and all that, because you're in an energy of feeling great, and you will feel great because you've just cleansed the house. So trust me, you will feel good and you won't feel bad. And one of the alarm bells I often have is when I start to feel bad, I think, oh, I need to cleanse myself. And there's a reason why. Because if I come back to my very place here and feel bad, I'm going to attach that energy to the whole of this place. So now I have to clean the whole of the place. And that's why my staff who come to the Pure Energy Healing Academy, you can ask any of them, before they enter into this room and start working, they have to Palo Santo themselves down. So they have to get my Palo Santo sticks. These are the sticks that are great for cleansing your body and clearing the negativity from your body without having to do a full sage. And these things are important. And if you see any shaman working with the hardest and challenging clients, I used to work alongside many. The first thing we used to do before we started the work is we used to Palo Santo ourselves down, back and forth. When we finished our work, we Palo Santo ourselves down, back and forth. And that's how we have to do it, because we will then be carrying that same energy that we've worked and cleansed and cleared from the clients. So does this make sense? I hope so. So let's break down some of the myths to sage. One of the main things people used to say to me is, "Oh, Mark, if I sage my house, will I lose all my family in spirit? Will I lose the ghost that's in there that I love very much?" No, you won't. You won't lose anybody, and nobody will not go away and not come back again. The only thing sage does is clear negative energy. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything else. It clears negative energy, whether that's from a spirit trapped in between two worlds. And normally what happens, I don't want to go into too much detail because it could take so long, but if you've got a spirit trapped in between two worlds in your home and they are causing issues and problems, which is very rare, guys, very, very rare. And what I mean by problems is not hurting you, okay? Don't make the mistake that I say that spirit is, I'm more frightened of people who walk the streets than spirit. I've never heard of a spirit killing anybody. So get that philosophy out of your mind, that thought, that stupidness that people put fear into you, okay? When spirit is trapped in between two worlds, it's because they've been through challenging times here and they don't want to leave to our world because they're either embarrassed, they're stubborn, they just don't want to go, or maybe their family members are in a bad place and they feel that they need to stay. So a lot of the time, and remember, there's spirit been here for hundreds of years, because there's no such thing as space and time in the spirit world. As we perceive space and time, there isn't such thing. So again, it's very difficult to understand this, but just suffice to say, when you say, "Oh, I don't want to lose the spirit in that," you won't. They will, if they need to stay and they want to stay, they will. All you're doing is cleansing and clear the negative energy away from them. And you know what? If spirit does leave, you should be happy because they've gone home. So when I go into a home and somebody says, "Look, I think there's a spirit in this house," when I finish cleansing that house, there's no more spirit there, so it's gone. So it doesn't choke them. It just clears their fears and worries, so then they can move into the light. Okay, so can your mum and dad, brother, sister, child come into that house once you've saged it? Of course they can, no problem at all. So it's not like, it's going to cause any issue. It doesn't. It just cleanses negative energy away from our spirit, our body, ourself, as well as spirit trapped in between two worlds and the spirit world that comes here. But I don't personally believe that they need cleansing and clearing. That's my feeling to that. I just think it's when spirit's trapped in between two worlds and they haven't left. That's all. That's a little bit of a deeper conversation, and we could talk about that another day. But let's just stick to this. So, does sage cause issue to animals? I think I always err in the side of caution. So if you've got animals, why would you want your cat or dog to be stuck in a room for 1 hour with that kind of smoke? So let your animal out, or put it in a basket, one of your baskets, as if you're taking it to the vet, and go out for 1 hour and come back in. Okay, that's just err on the side of caution. I think that's it, really. I don't think I've got anything else to say. We're up to 30 minutes now, guys. I think what I've given you should be ample enough for you to be able to sage your home today. Again, you've probably figured out the key to all of this is not walking around with a little stick. The key to it is how I've shown you. So you go out there to your local herb store and order some sage, and you want the sage like this. Okay, so you get the sage like this. You order your sage in packets, get your wooden bowl, get your nice lighter like I showed you with a stick at the end so you don't burn yourself, and you do the cleansing in the home. I like to leave music on as well when I'm doing cleansing. If you believe that you have a spirit trapped in between two worlds, one of the things that worked really well for me, I don't know why, but it worked really well. I played music, the Gregorian French monks, Gregorian chants, okay? That works really well, and I really love that as well. I love that, and for some reason it really worked really well, so you can try that too. But this kind of music is nice as well, and if you do like the background music, then scroll down and you'll see on my list it gives you that link to this music free of charge on YouTube. I guess that's it, guys. It's a great day, very happy, everything's going well. I'm gonna switch off now and work maybe a couple more hours on my sage, and then I'll start bagging that up as well. I think the next video I'll do is Palo Santo, because you're all asking me about that. So I hope this video serves you well. Good luck with the saging. If you've got any questions that you need to ask, I'll do my best to try and answer them as much as I can. If you still want to learn more about how to sage the home, then go to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. Across the bar top, in search, put Mark Bajerski Sage, and then you'll see 2 or 3 or 4 videos there. Do a little bit of homework, study it, look at them all, and take what you need from it, and then give your home a good cleansing. I promise you, guys, I promise you, out of the number of years that I've worked, it's never failed once I realised that my mistakes were what they were, and then I mastered the art of saging. So if you go through these simple steps, I promise you, guys, it's amazing. You don't need to think of anything. You don't need to put good energy out there while you're doing it, even though if you can, that's beautiful. But the sage does its job. It really does its own work. So you can rely on the sage and smile and say, I don't need to sit there and go, please clear everything. The sage does it for you, so you don't need to worry about anything. Okay, that's it, guys. From my heart to yours, I hope this video serves you well. And I really do hope that you go and cleanse your home and do that cleansing today. I promise you, you will feel amazing, and your home will feel amazing. And yes, your clothes might smell and the house might smell of sage, but not for long. And you know what, guys? I sage this place once every couple of 3 weeks. And if I'm doing a lot of work here, then I sage because it feels it needs saging. When does a house need saging? When it feels it needs saging. When do I feel I need to sage myself? When I feel I need to sage myself. Listen to yourself. Listen to your own intuition. It will always guide you correctly. You will know when you're not feeling well, and if you're not feeling well, then get an automatic alarm system. Write on a piece of paper, if I don't feel good, sage myself. And keep that in mind. So saging really changes your whole life. It changes your energy, it changes your mood, it changes negative to positive, so you don't feel down, depressed. It's amazing, guys, and it keeps your house at an amazing energy too. So that's it. I could go on all day, as you can tell, but I'm trying to keep it down to less than 40 minutes. Okay, guys, if you've been watching all the way through to this moment, give yourself a big pat on the back. Well done, you, because this is more important to you than your mind saying, you should have gone 10 minutes ago, you should have gone 20 minutes ago, you've got more important things to do. Good for you. It shows that your heart is more powerful than your mind, and that is a beautiful thing. Okay. Thank you for subscribing to Matt Bayersky YouTube channel. From my heart to yours, have a great day, guys. Love you all.